Hey there, wanted to jump on, talk to you again about another one of the questions that came up when we asked for them, and just to encourage you one more time to, if you have questions that you want us to address and talk about, just make sure you let us know. Drop us a DM, send us a comment, put it in the comments, send us an email, give us a call, whatever it takes. We're more than happy to talk about that. So. One of the questions that got asked was about managing weight and holding show pigs. So it's kind of a timely topic. We're talking about this in mid-December, and a lot of you are thinking about your shows that you've got coming up in the middle of January, 1st of February, and what weight you're at and where you need to be. So we'll just jump right into it. I'm going to talk to you about some concepts that you need to think about when you're doing this, as well as I'm going to give you an actual ration that we've used with a lot of success over the past few years. So we'll just jump right into it. So the first thing that I want you to think about when you're doing this are the amino acids that you're feeding the pig. So what are we talking about? Well, if you want to, you can simply reduce the amount of feed that you're feeding and add something as a filler, add some beet pulp, and you're going to reduce weight gain, but you're not going to like what the end result of that is. So you're going to lose a lot of muscle, shape, and definition. Your pig might make weight, but he's going to look stale and really wrung out when you do. So to maintain shape and freshness, you need to have a holding diet that's supplying an adequate amount of amino acids. Okay, well, what do we mean by an adequate amount of amino acids? So we use lysine as a proxy for all the rest, since it's the most limiting amino acid, and it's going to be on your feed tag for everything you're going to feed in this case. So the textbook level that says to maintain muscle shape is around 25 grams per day on a 200-pound or over pig. I'll just say in our hands, we've had better results when we use slightly higher lysine levels than the textbook levels. I like to see those in the 27 to 30 grams of lysine per day in those pigs to keep the kind of look that we really want. So how do we calculate it? So we're going to calculate the lysine per day and how much we're giving him. Let's just look at a real example. So here's the TrueFit label. We're using that, and the red circle there that I've got circled, that's the lysine level in TrueFit. So that's an important number we need to know in order to calculate it, is what percent lysine are we talking about? So it's 6.5% in this case. You're going to see numbers, some of your feeds are going to be less than 1%. Some of them are going to be 1.2, 1.3. Those are numbers. Obviously, TrueFit is a high amino acid product, and so it's significantly higher than a lot of other things out there. So you multiply that by 454. That's how many grams there are in a pound. Okay, so 0.065 times 454, that equals 29 grams of lysine per pound. So each pound of TrueFit contains 29.5 grams of lysine. Now you just multiply those grams by how many pounds you're feeding, and that gives, and then add all the feeds together, and that's going to give you the total lysine that you're feeding per day. Okay, so that's how we calculate it, and that's an important thing to know. You want to hit that target around the 27 to 30 grams in these holding diets to keep the weight and the look that we really want. So the next concept I want to talk to you about is other nutrients. So when you're reducing feed, you're obviously reducing the other nutrients that those pigs are getting. Minerals are particularly important in this, so you maintain skeletal and joint health as you're going through. So if this summer, refer you back to, we did a video talking about anti-nutritional factors in soybean meal. and soy flour. If you're using, and we talked about phytates and the fact that in soy meal and soy flour, those phytates are not deactivated by heat. They bind minerals and make them unavailable to the pig. So the bottom line is, if you're delivering those amino acids that we just talked about with a soy-based supplement, you ought to take into consideration the minerals, the calcium, phosphorus, and all the trace minerals, zinc, that are going to get bound and be unavailable to the pig. Fortunately for our customers, this isn't really something they have to worry about. But TrueFit is a fermentation biomass product. It doesn't depend on soy to deliver amino acids. It doesn't have any of those anti-nutritional factors in it. And our other supplements like TrueGlow Turbo and TrueTrack are going to deliver additional supplemental minerals and vitamins. So for customers that are using our program, we don't really have to worry about this. Okay. But if you're using a soy product, you want to. So the third concept I want to talk to you about is filling products. So when you're holding or slowing down a pig, you want to add some kind of a fiber-based filler to the diet. Well, why do you want to do that? There's two reasons. First, you want to maintain capacity and that full appearance, and adding that fiber will help you do so. Second, keeping that pig full and satiated will make feeding a much quieter and much more pleasant experience for you. You don't really need these pigs trying to tear things apart because they're hungry. So what kind of products what kind of feedstuffs do we use that deliver this fill? Well, some people just use beet pulp. They'll just take beet pulp, soak it overnight, and use that as filler. And you can do that, and it works. Most feeders turn to a product that's already put together simply because it's easier to handle. You don't have buckets of beet pulp sitting around. You can feed this dry and mix things in a much more normal fashion. So a few products that are out there on the market, and we don't make any of these obviously, but Autopilot, Sunglow makes a product called Full Tank. Lanolake's Purina makes a product called Depth Charge. Those are all products that you can use to add this fiber and fill. But watch out for fat. There are some other products out there that contain a lot of fat with the fiber. They're doing that so that the pigs will consume it better. But you use those and you're going to add calories and weight gain. I forget what the name of it is, but Lanolake's Purina makes one that it's a good product, got a good place and to use, but not here, where it's got a fair amount of fat in it, and you're going to get more gain than you'd expect out of it as one. So that's one I'm thinking of. There's a few others out there that are kind of minor products that have a lot of fat in them and fiber as well. So oats, I want to talk about oats when we're talking about this. I see it all the time on social media, people that advise somebody to just use oats, throw some oats at them, that'll add fill, that'll make a holding weight management diet. Well, first of all, you go back to what we talked about with amino acids, and you know already that's not a good idea. Second, oat groats are a lot higher energy than many people think they are. So if you replace corn with oats, you're only going to reduce energy by about 30%. And just doing that is not going to give you the results you want. So if you hear somebody saying that, or somebody says that to you, just make oats a red flag for you. So I'm going to give you the ration now. You can screenshot this, or we'll put it in a document on our blog page, so you can just grab it and download it. But this is a ration we use when we intend to absolutely put the brakes on one. Okay, we give those pigs 1 pound of TrueFit, 1 pound of any regular show pig feed, and 1 pound of Autopilot. Now that, and 2 scoops of TrueGlow Turbo or Turbo Shag, and True Track. That's total feed for a day. So we split that into 2 feedings. So we're giving that pig 3 pounds of feed plus the supplements all day. And this ration will result in nearly 0 weight gain. You're supplying, we went through the calculation, you're supplying enough amino acids, and you're supplying plenty of vitamins and nutrients to them as well. So an autopilot is fully supplemented, by the way, with vitamins and minerals as well. So you're in good shape that way. So that's that diet. If you want the pig to gain a little bit of weight every 10 days or so when you're using that, that'll keep them looking a lot fresher than if you just put them on this and keep them on it. So plan ahead when you're doing this, so that you have room to let those pigs gain, a pound or pound and a half a day for a couple days every 10 days while you're doing it. You also, plan accordingly. You also want to allow for letting the pig gain in the last 5 days before your target show. So you want to let them go ahead and we call it cutting them loose. So you want to go ahead and cut them loose that last 5 days, have the ability to use a product like True Prop to hydrate those muscles for that really fresh looking. And if you can do that, if you can give them 5 days of gaining weight, you'll be amazed how much they change and how good they look on the show day. And so with that ration, if you just need to slow one down, you can do that with that same ration. You just add a little bit more show pig feed to the ration. So let's say you have one that you can gain a pound a day. So you can add more show feed to that ration. You still do the 1 pound of True Fit, the 1 pound of autopilot, and then maybe you do a pound and a half or even 2 pounds of show pig feed to deliver the weight gain that you want. And if you're doing that, you don't need to worry about letting them gain more every 10 days. You can just keep them on that and go, but still do allow for some weight gain at the end. So when I'm holding a pig, I like to weigh them every day, and I like to weigh them at the same time every day and weigh them after they've eaten, so they're full. We always preach to practice like you play. You're going to weigh the pig in the show ring full. I want you to run him across the scale at your house full too. But don't make drastic changes based on what you see on one day. But if you start to see a trend happening, you need to adjust your program. So that's that. I hope this was helpful. And as always, you have any comments, questions, want to talk about any of it, we're more than happy to do so. DM us, put it in the comments. If you've got the question, probably somebody else does too. So let's just put it in the comments and answer it in the wide open. So, and again, all these things are going to be in our YouTube channel. You can go there, find all of this information, and end up with kind of a little library of video library, if you will, of stuff that we're talking about. So thanks again. Have a great day, and we will talk to you next time.